Welcome back to W.P.M with Max, aka Wolf Pussy Monologues podcast. Get ready for some shit and shenanigans from the CEO of the Unicorn Division, our leader of the Wolfden Pack, the maniac behind the mic, the one and only Max. Broadcasting internationally from our lovely private studio in the city of Los Angeles. We thank each of our listeners around the globe for joining the shit show, and we sincerely hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Hey, yo, what up, what it is? How you feeling, how you living? Where my folks been? Welcome to another episode of W.P.M with Max podcast. I'm your host, Max. So glad to be back on the mic one more time with all my Wolfpack friends. Hope you had a great week. Hope you're feeling all right. Well. Today we're not just entertaining. Today is not just about Halloween fun. Okay, as we wrap up our October Halloween series, we're going to hit you with this finale, you know what I'm saying? Because there are stories that don't stay stories. They crawl into your blood, they scratch at your family tree, they knock on your door at night, you dig me? And this episode here, this one is about what happens when you realize the devil has always had a seat at your table. Oh, y'all ain't ready. This is the episode called The Devil Came for Dinner. And this is how we are going to close out our October Halloween series. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Buckle up, buttercups. Here you go. The invitation, okay? Our family got secrets. The kind that's only whispered in kitchens, buried in graves, or drowned in bottles of liquor. I ain't talking about no bottles of water, you understand me? But what if I told you those secrets don't just die? They feed something. They keep something alive. The night it happened, everything looked normal, you know? A roast in the oven, wine glasses out, chairs set perfectly around the dinner table. You know how we do. China cabinet wiped down. You know what it is. But when the food was served, there was one extra plate, one extra chair poured out for someone none of us had invited. And that's when I realized, sometimes when you gather your family, you're not the only ones who show up. You understand? You underdig? Are you following? The guest shows his face. I didn't see the motherfucker come in, you know? I just looked up and the chair across from me was full. At first I thought it was my mom. Her smile, her hands, the way she tilted her head when she was about to say something slick, you know? But then her eyes flickered. Not quite brown anymore, but black. Like spilled ink spreading across glass. You know the look. And when she spoke, it wasn't her voice. It was every cruel word she ever thrown at me, stacked on top of each other, whispering and hissing in a dozen different tones. It smiled at me with her face and said, "I've been here longer than you think." What the fuck, ladies and gentlemen? What the fuck? Insert the family curse. They say trauma runs in families like bloodlines. Pain doesn't disappear, it's inherited. I said this before. What sat at that table wasn't just a demon. It was my grandmother's beatings, my mother's silence, my childhood loneliness, my grandfather's anger, my grandfather's ignorance. You know what I'm saying? It was every time I heard someone talk about my mom like she wasn't worth a damn. Every time I swallowed anger as a kid and carried it into adulthood. Generational pain is a banquet. And the devil, he don't just eat, he feasts, okay? And that night, he was feasting on me. Yes, he was. So here comes the bargain. The motherfucker leaned forward, stretching my mother's face into something grotesque. His mouth open wider than it should, jaw unhinged like a snake. And it said, "It can end with you, but you'll have to give me something back." My hands are shaking. I wanted to scream, but my throat locked up. That's the game, you see. The devil never takes. He convinces you to give it away freely. Your hope, your voice, or worse, somebody you love. And as I sat there frozen, I realized I had already agreed. Just by listening to this motherfucker, just by acknowledging this motherfucker, the contract was signed in silence. Oh shit. Is you listening, Wolf Den? Is this thing on? Y'all still with me? You understand me? Now let's move into the ending, of which no one escapes. I wish I can tell you I didn't make the deal, that I stood up and walked the fuck out, but I can't, because you're hearing this episode right now. And if my voice made it to you, that means the devil isn't just bound to me anymore. He's looking for a new seat at a new table, at a new dinner, with a new family, sometimes simultaneous. That's how he moves. So I need you to look around right now. Look at that empty chair in your house, the shadow in the corner, the reflection in the window, because the devil came for dinner at my table, and now he's looking for yours. Let's talk about the next family. He's hit the next family already. The invitation, ladies and gentlemen, the invitation. We began with an ordinary evening, a family preparing for dinner. Table is set, candles are lit, laughter in the air. But there's an unspoken tension, a shift in the air like an atmosphere before a storm. A knock on the door echoes through the house. When it's open, he's there. Well-dressed, polite, even charming. The devil doesn't enter with horns and fire, but with a smile that makes your skin fucking crawl. The dinner, temptation served. We're going through it. Next family. As the meal unfolds, each course seems designed to expose their deepest weaknesses. The father is tempted with pride and power. The mother is offered relief from hidden suffering. Hidden suffering. Can you dig it? The children are baited with innocence, turned curiosity, lured into questioning everything. The food itself tastes rich, intoxicating, but it leaves behind a bitterness none of them can wash down with water, wine, soda, Kool-Aid, nothing. Conversations turn into confessions. Secrets spill across the table like blood on a white cloth. Then the realization, it's too late. They begin to suspect their guest's true identity. The air grows heavy. The shadows stretch across the room, and the clock stops ticking. You understand me? The door they once opened cannot be shut. Every attempt to resist is met with the devil's calm reminder. I was invited. I don't need permission anymore. And here you go, again, with the ending that no one escapes. When the final toast is raised, the devil speaks. To the father, your pride already signed your contract. To the mother, your whispered prayers led me here. To the children, in your innocence, you opened the door. The candles extinguished one by one. The family realizes the true horror. It was never about bargains or choices. His presence at their table was the end. The house becomes silent, swallowed in shadow. Their screams are never heard outside the walls. When the devil comes for dinner, you don't just lose the meal, you lose the night, the house, and the soul. And the ending is always the same. Nobody fucking escapes. Guess who's coming to dinner? It's the devil. I'm so glad y'all rocked and rolled with me with this episode. I appreciate y'all. This has been The Devil Came for Dinner, our finale in our October Halloween series. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed my motherfucking stuff. You know, I love this type of shit. You understand me? Shit, the October series ends here. But for y'all, the haunting has just begun. Sorry. It is what it is. Y'all stay safe, stay out the way, stay out the streets. Always remember, love, peace, and hair grease. And tune in next week for more shits and shenanigans from the Wolf Den, because you know we got them. But how the song go? You know the episodes, the new episodes. You know I got them. W.P.M with Mags. Out.